Starting to come. Welcome. You are here today for the anatomy of a six-figure launch. I'm your host, Allie Rittenhouse, and I am so thankful to have you taking the time out of your day to watch this webinar right now. Make sure that you have a pen and paper handy because you're probably going to be taking some notes from today's presentation. At the end, I will come back on camera and I will answer any questions that you might have had during this probably about an hour-long presentation. Again, thank you and welcome. We are here for Anatomy of a Six-Figure Launch. I'm Allie Rittenhouse and I have helped thousands of entrepreneurs with their online business. And I have been responsible for over 100 launches. I really have no idea other than I've tried to add up over the years, the ones that I've done. I know it's over 100. Exact number, I didn't know over a decade ago that I needed to keep track, so I did it. Little did I know that I would be still doing launches today and helping entrepreneurs to really grow their business using them. When I first started my business a long time ago, I didn't realize the impact that launches had on a business. I was just doing them to be doing them because that is what I was being paid to do. So I'm going to break down for you everything that my clients have had in their launches over the last 10 years. I'd love to be able to say, like, I've helped them make this much money and I've helped them make this much money. But the truth is normally I help with multiple launches and I don't always see the end result. I know how many people they come in, so I can do about around figures. I'm sure it's in the 7 figures because some of them have had multiple 6-figure launches. And so I want to show you today exactly everything that I help them strategize with, plan with, and then implement in order to have these launches. But what I will tell you is that through all of the launches that I have been through, they are a lot of work. There has not been one that has just been snap your fingers and it's done. Each launch is different in its own retrospect, yet they're all the same in the anatomy of what makes them up. So we are going to get started here in about a minute. I want you to introduce yourself in the comments right below this video. You might have to scroll a little bit, or you can have the chat box open into a new window. But I'd love to know that you are here, that you are watching, and that you are pumped to learn what makes up a 6-figure launch. All right, so who is ready to get started? I know I am. It is Friday. It is pouring down rain, so I can't guarantee that there won't be some thunder during this too. All right, so I am going to switch over to my presentation, and I will be back on camera afterwards. So stay tuned. Watch all the way to the end. Let's get the party started, shall we? I think we shall. All right. See you later. All right, so if you can see my screen, I would also love to hear that in the comments just so that I know that you are seeing what you need to be seeing and not some blank screen. I'm going to attempt to pull it up on my laptop as well as I put my glasses on. And I want to give you a minute to say hello. So if you are just joining, there is a chat box below this video. Use it. Say hello. Let me know you are here. And you'll probably be able to hear me a little bit better now that I've moved my microphone, huh? That might have helped. There was one small detail, one tiny little detail that makes up a big impact, huh? All right, so now you can probably hear me. Everybody is joining. Say hello, introduce yourself. I'm going to get started on this presentation without further ado. All right, so you are here today for the anatomy of a six-figure launch. I'm going to break down everything that my clients have had in each of their individual launches. As I've said, they are all different, yet all the same. So we're going to talk about what each and every one of these launches had and what makes them successful. Because it's not just about having all of these pieces that I'm going to talk about in your launch to be successful. There's so many different moving pieces, but I want to at least get you started today and understanding how it all works. Again, welcome. I'm Allie Rittenhouse, and I am so happy to have you here today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me real quick. I started my business 11 years ago. I cannot believe that I'm entering my 11th year of business. I would not trade it for the world. It has been an up and down roller coaster. Within the first year of starting my business, I was going through a divorce from that little handsome fella on the screen and had to move back in with our daughter to my parents' house because I couldn't support us. I was making $500 a month, and anybody that knows what it takes to support a child knows that $500 isn't going to cut it. So I thankfully could move back in with my parents and was able to really focus on growing my business in order to get my daughter and I our own place and to live on our own. I did look into getting a part-time job and stuff, but honestly, I could make more money in my business. So I focused on hustling and getting clients through the awesome service work that I was providing. And within 9 months, I was able to move out of my parents' house and move into a house of our own that I had rented. It was the first time ever that I had paid my own bills. I know, crazy. I was like 25 years old, first time ever paying bills on my own. Maybe you can see why we needed to get to divorce. But, you know, I wouldn't, as I said, trade my story for anything. If you read my About page, you know that before getting the divorce, my story also included a high school dropout, teen mom, and I got fired from my job right before I was starting my business as well. But all of those make me up to who I am today. They have a place in my drive, in my story, in who I am. So after that 9 months, I was able to move us out and I continued building my business, obviously, because we wouldn't be here today. So what really helped me be able to make a huge change, not only in my income, but in the way that I worked with people and the hours that I spent working with people, was learning that I could create multiple income streams on my own, creating products with the expert knowledge that I had that I was doing every single day. And that is why we had the webinar on Tuesday, so that you could understand how to monetize your ideas, because without that, you can't create a six-figure launch. So I was able to start monetizing my ideas. It was probably about year 4 or 5 in business. And from there, that revolutionized how I did everything. So being able to have my eyes opened up to the world of possibility, even though I was doing, my very first client was doing 6 figures a month. She was making 6 figures a month. So even though I was working with these clients, I was still underestimating myself and the knowledge that I had, because I had never really turned anything into a product before. I'm sure everybody listening right now probably feels the same about their idea. But the one thing that I learned is that you just have to do it. Just like Nike says, just do it. There isn't really going to be a perfect time. There isn't going to be the right scenario. It's never right. I launched my first product in December, which, knowing that what I know was not smart, I launched it without it being completed. Again, with knowing what I know, it wasn't very smart, but it gave me the drive. and the ability to be able to do things on my own terms, to be able to talk to my customers to get them to sign up for it, even though it was probably the worst time of year to launch my product. So fast forward about 6 years, and here we are today. I have myself made hundreds of thousands of dollars through my product launches. I have helped my clients do much of the same, and we're going to talk about that today during this launch. So some of these pictures, if you also know the story, is that about 4 years ago, my ex-hubby and I got back together. I would like to say that a lot of growing up, a lot of what I was doing in my business kind of helped attract him back. I had 4 guys on my vision board that may or may not have very closely resembled who he was. And I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it. So that's how powerful manifestation and visualization can be sometimes, folks. So we are back together. We have a daughter that is going to be a junior in a month's time. It's crazy to think. This is me on the Spark and Hustle stage, picture of our puppy, my daughter and I in my office. Obviously, you've seen the background just a little bit ago before we started this. Myself and Marie Forleo. If you want something hilarious, go back and watch. I think it's my second video on YouTube. Ed, my ex-husband, helped me make it to be able to get to Marie's event. And when I got back from New York City, him and I went on our first date. So all of these pictures kind of intertwine and mean something. And then the lower right-hand corner is me at a local lifestyle television show that I do on the regular. So that's just a little bit about who I am and what I have been doing over the last 11 years. All right, I'm going to check out the comments real quick. Again, if you are here watching, if you are half watching, if you are multitasking, still say hello, introduce yourself, and say hi. All right, so moving along, we are going to go ahead and get started on the anatomy of a 6-figure launch. But first, a quote that is going to help motivate you. Each person holds so much power within themselves that needs to be let out. Sometimes they just need a little nudge, a little direction, a little support, a little coaching, and the greatest things can happen. So I want you to close your eyes and visualize your 6-figure launch. Your next launch has to start with your mindset. Before we go anywhere, you have to close and you have to know in your heart that you can make it happen. Because if you don't have the confidence to see it all the way through, you're not going to be able to achieve that status that you want. You're going to feel like you're not worthy and that you can't do it. So I'm going to have you take a second, breathe in, and visualize and say, I'm going to have a 6-figure launch. All right, let's get started. Everything with any type of launch, with any type of successful launch, I should say, all is going to begin with your offers. Your free and your paid. Your free offer is what brings people into your list. Without a list of people that are qualified and interested in your potential product that you're going to sell, you're not going to be able to convert them. So you need to have your offers be in alignment with what you are selling. Your free is just as important as your paid of what you are selling. And that is where it all starts at. When you are creating this offer, you have to think about what is the result that your ideal customer that is going to come through this launch is going to receive. Without a proven result, without a proven system, without helping your clients get results, you're not going to be able to achieve a six-figure launch. You might be able to sell a few here and there, but to really live up to your full expectation, you have to have a system that is proven and will get your new customers results. Using those results to be able to tell the story of how your product will change people's lives will help you in the sale process. One thing that all of my ideal customers, or my clients, sorry, I'm looking on my notes. One thing that all of my clients, all of their launches have or had were proven system offers. Offers that had gotten results. Offers that were proven. Without that, they wouldn't have been able to have a successful launch. They wouldn't have been able to sell hundreds of that particular item. This is where it all begins for anybody, for any type of launch. Their offer, their free offer, you usually will see some type of challenge, video series, live streams now. All of those are free offerings or promotion type things that then they're asking you to get on an email list, right? And by getting on that email list, then you are now on their list and they're able to present their paid offer, right? So it's kind of like the free offer is so important into the paid offer. And you need to be able to prove that you can get them results, because without results, they're not going to purchase. Think about the last sales page that you purchased from. Were there testimonials on there? My bet is yes, because most people do not make any type of online purchase if they can't read feedback of what people have received from that particular program. But it doesn't just stop there. You have to have a list of qualified potential customers, as I mentioned. Without a list of potential customers, who are you going to sell to? How are you going to create a six-figure launch when you don't even have a list of 50 people that might be interested in what you are selling? The one thing that every single one of my clients had going into their launch was a list of qualified potential customers. Qualified does not mean that they've been on your email list for 2 years and you haven't sent anything to them. Qualified means that they're active, engaged, and they're paying attention to what you're doing. Without this list of potential customers, you're not going to be able to sell any. Okay. So this is such, like, these first couple are like the key pieces of the puzzle. You have to be able to have a large list. Not saying it has to be huge, not saying it has to be tens of thousands, but you have to have a good list of potential qualified customers. One of my clients, Jenna, I'm pretty sure she only had about 400 people on her list. I know it was less than 500, somewhere around there, when she started out with her launch. Now, she put money into Facebook ads in order to grow that. She did lots of interviews. She had some other things that we're going to talk about that helped propel her over the six-figure mark. And almost, I think the one launch, she had made more that year or that launch than in the entire previous year. But you have to have a qualified list of potential customers, or a big launch doesn't really get you anywhere. And the qualification is happening through the different events that you are doing. As we said, from the free offer, maybe from the live streams. All of these different little events, chain actions that you are taking during your launch are helping to qualify the leads to make them potential customers. You also must have promotional partners. Now, not to say that you can't have a six-figure launch with let me rephrase that. You can have a six-figure launch without using promotional partners. You can. But if your list is small, promotional partners are a must. They're a must in helping you spread the word. It doesn't always mean that they're affiliates either. Promotional partners are people that are helping spread the word about what you are doing during your launch, helping spread the word about who you are, telling their followers, sharing their audience with you, interviewing you, testing out your product, writing a review. Promotional partners come in a variety of ways. Most of the high-level service six-figure launches that I've worked with my clients on, they use no promotional partners. Because when you are doing a higher level promotion, there's probably more one-on-one work in there, and you don't want to pay promotional partners because of the obvious. Now, when you are doing a launch, that is more of a group program or an information product that you want to sell multiple, lots of them, lots and lots of them, because it doesn't require any more of your time. Promotional partners are fantastic. They help spread the word, put you in front of a new audience that may have never heard of you. And you can give them, 50% or 30% or whatever you decide for helping to spread the word if they're an affiliate. If they're not, if they're just doing it out of the niceness of their heart, then you better send them a gift afterwards. But promotional partners are important when you have a small list, when you're just getting started, when you need to help spread the word about your launch and you don't necessarily have the means to do it on your own. Drool-worthy bonuses are essential in any type of good launch. But in six-figure launches, they are normally what make up just as much of the program as the program itself. Now, I'm not encouraging you to add in and dump a bunch of bonuses that are just there to be bonuses. I'd rather you not. We're talking about bonuses that really are jewel worthy, that make your ideal customer pull out their credit card. Maybe they were already looking at something like that, and because you put that on there, they are pulling out that credit card twice as fast now. The bonuses shouldn't just be things thrown in there. Don't take away from the quality of your product just to have a jewel-worthy bonus. And maybe put the value of what your bonuses are next to them so they understand and see that those bonuses add up to be even more than what they're paying for the program. That helps take the worry out of purchasing. You can add in one-on-one bonuses or extra support during your program for limited time, disappearing bonuses like I did. You can add in a physical product. You can create something of your own. Maybe it's a t-shirt, maybe it's a candle. People want to be a part of something, and they want something that is exclusive to them. Look around at maybe what you've seen some people do as bonuses and put your own spin on it for your next six-figure launch. Now for the next one, not all of my clients have actually used this option. I've used it pretty frequently in mine because we do a lot of implementation work for my clients. So I do like to do VIP upgrades. But I'm thinking like maybe 30 to 40% of my ideal customer, or of my ideal customers, of my clients, I keep saying that, don't I? Of my clients have probably done some type of VIP upgrade option. And it's usually during a first launch, if they've never launched something and they want to charge a little bit more. Other times that we've done VIP upgrades is, again, like depending on what type of program you are offering. For mine, we do the VIP as part of the implementation work. And people love it. Love it. So think about what type of upgrade could you offer in your next launch? And these also are generally used as some type of fast acting bonus. So somebody signs up for your program, or they've watched a webinar and then within 24 hours they sign up for your course. You want to use these to get them to act faster, to get them moving and taking action. That is when an upgrade usually works better. Or if you're doing it side by side and you want to have two payment options, so you could have a DIY version, or you could do two or three. You could do a DIY, you could kind of do a mid-level, and then you could do the VIP upgrade, or you could just do DIY and the VIP. This is why every launch is different, yet the same, is because these are the categories, or not necessarily categories, the sections of the strategy that they all have. Yet when it comes down to their actual launch, everybody's is different. You know, there are ways to customize it. There are ways to make it your own. And then once your launch is over, you can do a downsell. So let's say you launched it, let's say there was no VIP upgrade option. You just launched it at one level. They get group support, they get a Facebook group, and they get, all of the information like the modules and stuff. Once the launch is over, you can have a backup sales page for a downsell that maybe only offers the module work. You wouldn't give them the Facebook group. You wouldn't give them group coaching support. You wouldn't give them access to the group, period. They would just get the information. And that works so well because let's say somebody was tripped up by the price. They just couldn't do it. And that's what stopped them from purchasing. By doing a downsell after the launch, you're targeting those people that maybe couldn't afford to sign up. Or for those people that really just aren't interested in the groups, they just want the information and be on their merry little way. Offering the downsell works well for them. But you have to do this like after the upgrade. Like do not, offer an upgrade with this. Like you just want this to be a one option, not even going to question the sell. Just go for it, right? That was a big piece of thunder. All right, so you've got the downsell. That's kind of one of the last pieces of the sales process of making the sales happen, right? Up to the six-figure, mark, because having the downsell is really great to help push those sales maybe more closer towards your goal if you weren't hitting it, or if you were exceeding your goal, it's just going to make the launch even better. So after the big launch, downsell. Offer some type of downsell. And then once you've got everybody in your program, everybody signed up, you're done launching, hallelujah, it's time. You're not done yet completely. It's time to over-deliver. This is where you take all of those customers and now you're going to turn them into raving fans for your next launch, because they're going to be your promotional partners. They're going to be the results that we talked about. They're going to be everything that affects your next launch. So you have to over-deliver on the content. You have to really put yourself out there and give everything that you've got for this product that you just sold. And you're going to deliver, probably through a membership site. There's some tech logistics and everything like that. But if you really want to create success and you want your launches to be double what they were each time for the next time from the time before, your launch isn't complete after the downsell. You have to continue over delivering. And that is how you keep down your refunds. That is how you keep all the money you make and keep it a six-figure launch. You don't want a six-figure launch and then have half of that in refunds because you didn't over deliver, because you got too cocky, because you got too excited. You must over-deliver on the content, the product, the information, the quality, everything. And then the next time you go to launch, they're going to be your promotional partners. They're going to be your raving fans that are telling their friends that are telling their friends to sign up. And that's where the promotional partners help you sell and help you get ready, because you definitely need to have that waiting list ready to go. You want to have an opt-in page that is getting people's information. So once the sale is over with, take that sales page and forward it to a waiting list page. Anybody that clicks on it from there, they have to enter their name and email address in order to find out more information about when your next launch is going to be. Now you are building your list for your next launch in order to get to that six-figure level before you even launch. Imagine that. Without your waiting list gearing you up for your next launch, you have to start the process all over again at the bottom of the mountain. With your waiting list, where you keep nurturing them, you keep them qualified, you keep them excited about what it is that you have to offer. When you go to launch it next time, you're already halfway up the mountain. And there are some things that we're going to talk about that you can do in order to help start making money before you even launch next time. Imagine your six-figure launching starting 2 months before your actual launch date because you did early enrollment. So you must build that waiting list. And all of my clients' launches started with a waiting list. Whether they were ready to launch it, whether it was a coming soon page, they all started with a waiting list. They were building interest before they were launching. They were getting a list of targeted, qualified leads that they could use to sell to when they opened up enrollment or pre-enrollment, for that matter. And the entire time that you are launching, the entire time you want to be creating social media buzz for your launch. The more buzz that you can create in a social media manner, the more people get excited about it. How many times have you signed up for a program because you saw somebody else signing up for a program and they posted about it on social media? It's like a chain reaction. So during your launch, you want to have a plan of how you're creating social media buzz. You must understand and know how to get people excited, what to get them doing. But you can do all of these steps that we just talked about, every single one of them. You can go through every piece of the puzzle. And without a strategic plan, without knowing what your next steps are, your launch won't be as successful as you need it to be. Every launch that I have worked on, months, we're talking like 3 months at minimum. At minimum. I'm even thinking some of my larger launches, we were about 6 months out. We were creating the strategic plan, the dates, the emails, the events, everything surrounding that launch. Because a launch isn't just a couple of emails and a sales page. It's so many different pieces of the puzzle and events coming together to form that launch, to form the six-figure result. And when you're looking at somebody's launch from the outside in thinking, I can figure out what they're doing, you can't. You have no idea, because every move is calculated months out. When I work with a client to plan out their strategic plan, woo, so that's some good English there. We focus on so many different pieces of the puzzle that all come together. And it starts like as an idea, as the strategic plan, months out. We talk about each email, each what if, because it's not enough to just have the strategic plan. We also plan out their plan B and their plan C. And people don't see that when they're looking at a launch from the outside in. We look at what happens if that goal is not reached by this date. How are we going to change up the launch to make it more successful? And then there's always plan C. And honestly, sometimes there's D, E, and F. One of my clients from a VIP day, we did a launch VIP day together. It's a very popular service that I offer, and we go through everything with a launch, every thought that they could have, right? But then they also get to call on me during their launch. So let's say plan B and C don't maybe go as planned. They get to reach out to me and say, help, let's figure this out. So this happened with a client, and what we were able to do was create a plan that wasn't even in our strategic plan that helped her generate another $50,000. Now imagine that. 50 more people, or actually no, 20 would be 25, sorry. 25 more people signed up for her program that generated that $50,000. So if she hadn't reached out to me and said, I need help, she would have just accepted where she was at. But because she's like, I know that more people can sign up for this. I know that they want to. So with that plan, so let's say that was plan D. With that plan, she was able to generate $50,000 more than plan A, plan B, and plan C did. No, it wasn't, let me rephrase that because I want to be exact. So it wasn't more than what plan A, B, and C, but added on to plan A, B, and C. A launch is successful because you don't stop until it's over. And even sometimes when it's over, you don't stop. You do things like reopen enrollment as a surprise, or you do a downsell, or whatever, or you offer the 10 payment plan, which is what helped generate that $50,000. A launch is not over until it's over, until that very last email, and then you've reopened things and you've sent that very last email, and now you're delivering the content. Then maybe your launch is over until next time. But then you get that waiting list up to ensure that you are hitting your goals and that you are hitting your six-figure launch. Now, it's not just about visualization. It's not just about a strategic plan. It's not just about promotional partners and all of that. It is a numbers game. Launching comes down to numbers. And I want you to understand that you have to know how to set the appropriate goals for your business so that you're not overreaching yourself and setting yourself up for disappointment during a launch. Because I've seen that happen way too many times. People say, I'm going to have my first six-figure launch because so-and-so had their six-figure launch. But the numbers of the goal equation really don't add up. So it makes it almost unachievable. So then they think that they failed. So then they give up on their launch. You don't fail at anything until you give up. There is always the chance for something to be successful if you're trying, if you're working on it. But if you give up, then there's no chance whatsoever. It's not just going to magically happen. And I want you to know that it's not just on these topics that we talked about in the anatomy. All of them go together to make up a successful six-figure launch. But it is a numbers game, and you must know your goal equations in order to achieve that six-figure level. So let's break it down for you so that you can understand, because without these two equations, it's really just a guessing game, and we're not throwing sparkles around here and writing on unicorns. I want you to actually achieve this, even though I have a unicorn on my wall. So to figure out your sales goal, it's all numbers. It all is a numbers game, okay? You have to understand that your sales goal is made up of the number of subscribers that you have on your email list or your social media or all of that combined times the conversion rate. So, some people say 1%, 2%, 3%, somewhere around there is pretty fair for conversions. If you've launched anything before, you can figure out your conversion rate based off of your total number versus the number that purchased from you. And getting that percentage from those two numbers will tell you what your conversion rate was. So my first launch was, as I've said, it was a very successful launch. It had a 10% conversion rate, but it was a revolutionary product. It was something that nobody had seen and they all wanted it. So I'm not saying that you can't create a 10% conversion rate, but you have to understand how your launch or how your list is going to respond to your launch. So your sales goal is based off of your total number of subscribers you have on your list times your conversion rate. Once you have that number, then you times that by the price of the program or the offer that you're selling. And that is your sales goal. You can't say, I want to make $100,000 without doing this. I mean, you can write it down, but it doesn't mean that you're going to achieve it. So if 100,000 is your goal and you're selling your program for $1,000, you can easily see that you need to have 100 people sign up for your program. Obviously, your total number of subscribers needs to be times your conversion rate to hit that. So hold on, let me do a little math here. You need to have 5,000 people on your list. I think I did that right. 5,000 people at a conversion rate of 2%. Yep. 5,000 subscribers to be able to have 100 people sign up for a program, that is $1,000. So you can see why numbers are really important to figuring out what your goal equation is going to be. Now, if you are starting out in a launch and you are doing more of a high-end product, where maybe it's $5,000 or $10,000, you can see that you need to have far less people signing up for that program to reach 100,000. But it's a numbers game. You have to know your numbers in order to have a successful launch. And from there, once you understand what your numbers are and what they have to look like for your launch, then you can move into looking into what you have to spend for Facebook. So let's say that you don't want to do interviews, you don't want to do all of the press, you just want to spend money on Facebook ads to get the people that you need into your launch. You figured out your number of subscribers, or you know your number of subscribers that you need to reach your sales goal. And you need to figure out your conversion rate on Facebook. So what does it cost you to add a new lead to your list? Probably somewhere between $1 to $2.50 is going to be somewhere with your average. So let's say that you have 1,000 subscribers. We're just going to stick with these easy numbers because I am good at math with a calculator, not off of the top of my head so much. But let's say that you had 1,000 subscribers, but you have to have 5,000 subscribers in order to reach your $100,000 goal. Okay. So what you're going to do is you need to bring on 4,000 new subscribers. And let's say that they convert at either $1 or $2. You're going to have to spend somewhere between $4,000 and $8,000 in ads in order to reach that successful launch number. But the great part about everything that I teach in Leverage the Launch and everything that I taught you today is that you don't have to rely just on Facebook ads. There are so many different ways of adding people to your email list and growing it without just having to spend money. But I will say Facebook ads come very much in handy. They are a great asset for any business. I love them and highly recommend them. So you can take a screenshot of this, whatever we offer it, it's in Leverage the Launch so that you never lose it. But these two equations are really important in the success of your launch. And you must know them. All right, moving along. So if I had to choose one thing, if somebody said to me, all right, Allie, you gave me all of these different areas that your clients' launches had, but if you had to pick one, what would it be? What would it be that would help me be more successful in my launch? I would tell you that it would absolutely, hands down, without a question, be the list of qualified potential customers. I don't know if I've stressed it enough, but I'm going to stress it again. You cannot have a successful launch in your business without a list of potential people to buy your program. You can't. Who's going to buy if there's nobody on your list? Nobody. So you have to have a list of qualified potential customers to really have a successful launch. And the great thing is that it starts with an opt-in page, a good call to action, your offer of some type of free offer to get them to opt into the page. and then over deliver on it. That's it. Those are the 4 steps in starting to get people onto your email list so that you can build that list, so that you can qualify them, so that you can get them ready for your next launch. It just takes those 4 steps. You need a good opt-in page with a good call to action and a phenomenal offering that is qualifying them for your launch. Over deliver in the content that you provide there so that they can see how your teaching style is, how you always over deliver. Why would they not want to sign up with you? Just because of that reason. Make an impact on their mind. Give a great first impression. That is what's going to help you reach the 6-figure level in your next launch. It's not just one piece of the puzzle. There isn't just one brilliant 6-figure golden ticket idea. It's a bunch of different things put together. It's about putting all of your effort into a launch to make it happen. And now I'm going to give you 33 ways to promote your next launch, to make it happen, to be successful at it, and to see results. Don't worry, you don't have to scramble to write all of these down. I'm going to give you a PDF with all 33 ways after the presentation is over with. Let's get started. Writing guest posts. So the fabulous thing about guest posts is that the audience is already there for you. And it's probably a whole new audience than what you've been exposed to with your list. So guest posting works great in getting people to come into your launch funnel. After the guest post, there's going to be some type of bio, I'm sure, where they are going to find out how to connect with you and how to get on your list. And in that bio is the link to your launch site. So writing guest post works great. Also, getting interviewed by podcasters is kind of like guest posting, only it's the verbal way. For me, I love doing podcast interviews because I like to talk, if you couldn't tell. And so podcast interviews allow for me to have the energy and people to hear my voice and be able to connect with me on a great and really personable and deep level. So podcast interviews are great to help promote your next launch. And also hosting affiliate webinars, because they have their own list, you have a topic. So you can teach the same topic that you're providing to your list to them as an affiliate webinar, because they probably didn't hear it. They weren't familiar with you, and now they are. So teach away, my darlings. Obviously, we talked about Facebook advertising with the equation that it is important and it should definitely be a part of your launch. One thing that is a great way to create warm leads is to use retargeting. So anybody that's reading your blog post, visiting your website, if there is a pixel installed on your website, that is creating a warm list that then you can promote your freebie offer to for your launch, keeping your costs down for advertising as well. There is almost always a promotional day in all Facebook groups, because now most people don't allow for you to post links and promote yourself all the time because people got a little out of control about it. So if you know that your groups that you belong to have a promotional day and you are active and participating in these groups, then by all means promote your next launch in there to tell people about it. Probably want to give them the opt-in offer so that they can get on your email list and you're qualifying them as a potential customer so that they're in that sales funnel. You probably have never considered this as part of your selling your program, but I highly recommend it. Hashtags are great on Instagram. People are all over that, and they are searching daily for new posts from it. So if you are talking about your launch on your Instagram account, don't forget to consider using some great hashtags that might work well for your business. And there's even an app for that will help you create magical hashtags for your post. It's called Tag-O-Matic. Write that down, download it, use it on Instagram. Another great idea is to host a Facebook live stream. You can do it on your page, your profile, or even in a group that you belong to or a group that you own. Live streams are seen by far by more people than just uploading a video to Facebook. So, highly recommend that you take some time and do a live stream. For my promotion of this launch, I actually, instead of doing a video series, I did a live stream series where I live streamed every day. It worked great. It got people engaged, and it gave me a huge, warm audience that I could then promote the rest of this launch to and anything else that I want to promote to, because I targeted the people that watched those videos. Another tool or software that you're probably familiar with is Periscope or Blab. Live streaming is big because people are engaged in it. So it's something that I would definitely recommend as part of your strategy with your launch. Running YouTube ads isn't as complicated as you might think it is. Plus, people are engaged on there. How many times have you started a video and you're not engaged, ready to watch that video? So using ads on YouTube is a really smart way to help promote your launch as well. You can even use it as a retargeting tool if somebody's already visited the page, so they're familiar with the launch, and you just want to flash them an image to get them maybe clicking along. I can't believe that we've made it all the way to 10 without saying this, but hosting your own webinar. We see a huge conversion rate with webinars. It is by far higher than just sending out an email. Hosting a webinar allows for you to not only get a personal touch with the person that is attending, but also allows for you to qualify them and make a great deal offer to them at the end of the webinar. I may or may not be doing that after this. Creating social challenge is great to create social buzz. It was one of the last things that we talked about in the anatomy of a six-figure launch. So any way that you can create social buzz is fabulous. It will help spread the word about your launch. Social challenges are a great way to do that. Writing your own blog post, people, it's still a great thing to do. Google is still very valid. People are still Googling things. So don't forget to write blog posts on your blog. I know that there's so many other mediums out there that it's really easy to do, but one of the number one ways that people that hire me come into working with me, to talking with me on the phone and all of that, is from Google. So don't forget, write a blog post on your website. Great way. And then don't forget to promote it too and tell people about it. Offer and throw a Q&A open house online. Hey, do it as a live stream. Write a blog post about it, telling people that you're going to be there, and maybe even create a social challenge off of it. You can combine all of these different things to formulate one awesome launch series. These are just ideas to get you started. Just like hosting a social challenge, hosting a social contest is a fabulous way to create buzz in your business. So don't discount this idea. There are some great apps out there that not only help create buzz, but also help build your following while getting people to sign up for the contest. We talked about this as being an important part for your next launch. Don't forget the pre-promotion waiting list. This is how you are going to build up your list of potential buyers before your next launch. Offering influencer conversations all throughout the year with people that are experts in your field or a similar field. They are great in helping people find out about you because maybe they followed that person, and so they're hearing about your conversation with that influencer, so now they're following you. Influencer conversations, you just don't understand what they can do for a business. One retweet from somebody that is of high not high value, that is well known and respected and has a lot of followers can really transform your following as well. Pre-orders are great to build buzz about a product because they allow for people to sign up and then tell their friends about it so that they can get their friends on board and excited about it before you even launch your program. It's a great way to get some money coming in and a great way to start building that raving fan before you even launch. Believe it or not, people that sign up through the pre-orders also like to go through the launch series and taking in all of your free information. This allows for them to really learn more about you, to get more excited, and then they're an active audience member, which gets other people excited about your launch as well. Take some time and record a personal story video during your launch. I have told my personal story. I have told stories about the Great Depression that I went through in my business. The personal story videos are really great in helping people connect with you and learning more about you and why you're qualified to teach them. Sales videos are also pretty important in promoting your launch because not everybody is a reader, but if they can connect with you on video, it will help them make a determination in if they are going to sign up for your program or not. Social sharing buttons should be everywhere throughout your launch, everywhere. When you are doing a live stream, you need to tell them that they need to share it with their friends. When you're doing a webinar, start it out telling them to share it with their friends. You want people to be sharing your information with their audience, with their friends, with people that are there that could be your ideal customer as well, because usually people that hang out together are very similar in who they are. So don't discount the ability to get people on your webinar, buying your program from the social sharing buttons. Offering a video series that people can opt into is a great way to promote your future launch. It doesn't have to be directly tied into the launch. It can even be something that you offer ahead of time, but they are a great tool in helping to promote your launch and getting people qualified. And we're at number 22, and we're just talking about email marketing. Hosting some type of email marketing series, whether it's a challenge, whether it's telling a story to open up your launch, whatever it is, creating some type of email marketing series will help people understand what you're getting ready to launch. It will walk them through, it will get them more qualified and excited about your launch. Stating milestones that you are hitting publicly during your launch will get other people excited. One of my past clients still hosts a live event that we helped conceptualize together. And she shares how many people are going to be attending that event so that you can get excited about it, so that you can see how many other entrepreneurs are going to be there speaking at that event, so that you can make your decision in going. So stating milestones of people signing up and joining can get people really excited about your launch as well. Launch sites are something that I create all the time with my clients, and the plan and the strategy behind it. Having one place where all of your launch stuff goes just makes it easier. Normally, the launch site can include things such as things for the affiliate. It will include your video series. It can include your sales page, your webinar pages. Everything being hosted on one launch site makes it easy for the person that is attending as well, because they're over and over seeing that URL that probably refers to your program, that is constantly keeping your program in their mind so that they're never forgetting about your launch. And if I haven't mentioned this already, you need to be getting more press and more press and more press. A great way to promote your launch, not even just through interviews, but maybe it's going on a local television show or a local radio show or even a local podcast that is promoting you and what you are selling and who you are and how you're the expert. They, like to say that no bad press is good press. Really, it's just keeping the conversation going about your launch. You want people talking. You want them to be actively engaged with who you are and finding out more. Emails everywhere. Collect them. Facebook, Twitter, share freebies on these social sites. Use them to collect email addresses through advertising. Put email forms everywhere on your website. Let people know that you have a launch coming soon. Get people on your list, because if you don't have people on your list, what happens? You can't sell to them. So you have to make sure that you are collecting these email addresses and getting them onto your list. And if you don't already have a Facebook group that you are using to promote your business to, maybe your launch is the time to set one up. Not having to worry about Facebook's algorithms and knowing that you can access your potential ideal customers whenever you want to through a Facebook group is a great way to increase your sales and hit that six-figure level for your next launch. Text messaging services is probably the most underutilized service during a launch. Who doesn't have their phone in their hand most of the time, right? I know that I do, probably more than I should, but using a text reminder service to remind people about your upcoming webinar, to remind people that enrollment is closing, and maybe even just to give them a quick phone call is a great way to stay in touch with people during your launch. And if you haven't already done so, update your signature, your email signature every time you have a new launch or every time you have a new blog post. You're always interacting through email with people, and you want them to be able to know what you are offering. Your signature tells a story, and be sure to put your launch in there. Kind of the same idea with all of your cover photos. Now, it can be a lot of work to change these with every single launch, but for your big launches, the ones that you really want to be successful with, that you want to be earning every dollar that you put down as your goal, you need to follow every single one of these steps, including updating every cover photo. And don't forget about installing an opt-in form on the Facebook app. A lot of people don't use this, but it is a great way to gather email addresses. They can't be seen on mobile still, but when people are visiting your page, it is a great way to get their email address off of Facebook and onto your email service provider. Because if Facebook were to disappear tomorrow, would you have their contact information? You will if you will have listened to Allie during this webinar today. And you can use, there is a new service out there that you install a plugin on your website, and it can have people sign up for push alerts so that anytime you are putting something new on your website, they get a push notification, alerts them to go to your website and find out about it. And lastly, but not leastly, you must be talking about your launch everywhere. Everywhere. Anytime that you are talking, you must be talking about your launch. I was talking about launching, I think back, maybe May, but definitely June. So the entire month of June, the entire month of July, I've been talking about launching, and possibly May too. So you always have to be talking about it so that people know that it is still there, that they can still buy from it, and that they need it. So how would you like a 1-hour launch strategy session with Moa, your very own launch audit review, and not 5, but 7 custom written Facebook ads for your next launch? Well, I'm going to tell you how you can receive those, but you got to stay tuned. Imagine knowing what it would be like and what it would feel like to know exactly how to launch your brilliant ideas and how to create your own 6-figure launch. how to take the anatomy of what we talked about today, break it down for your business, and build it up into your own six-figure launch. I'd love to introduce you to Leverage the Launch. If you haven't already heard about it, which I'm sure you have, because as you know, I've been talking about it for a while, then you know it's here. It's time to learn exactly what you need to do to be able to create your own lucrative results for every time you create a new income stream. Learning how to leverage the launch isn't just about these big launches. It's about anytime you do anything in your business, knowing how to launch successfully. Maybe you're wanting to write a book. Maybe you're wanting to create a new product or service, or maybe you have a new website that's in the process of being designed. All of these things go into a launch, or a launch goes into making them successful, I should say. It's kind of reverse engineering. Once you understand the key pieces of launching, you can launch anything and do it successfully. This program is specialized and specifically made for entrepreneurs who want to create new services or programs in their business. You know that you have this potential. You know that you have this brilliant idea brewing inside of you, but you're really not sure what to do with it or how to make it successful. The way to create lucrative results is to learn how to launch. And that is exactly what I want to teach you. Here is what this program can do for you. I don't want you to just hear it for myself. It can unlock your publicity potential. As you saw in those 33 ways, there's a lot of different ways to get free publicity out there. And I want to show you how to unlock that, to be able to get more people to come into your business, to come into your list, to find out about you so that they can purchase from you. So that you can create potential leads that convert into paying customers. Because as I said, without people coming into your list, it really makes it hard to be able to convert them over into paying customers. You can't convert nobody over. I've been working with funnels for the last 10 years. Before this, that is the buzzword of this year. Last year, I think it was podcasting. This year, it's creating funnels. I've been working with funnels for a decade. I want to teach you how to create funnels that make you money while you sleep. It starts with learning how to create an offer that your people want first, that gets people results. Then you can make money while you sleep. This isn't just another program. This isn't a, system where you're just going to have to go through the steps all by yourself. This is a coaching and learning experience like no other because I'm here to help you be successful. I'm here to hold your hand, to teach you exactly what you need to know. I want you to imagine your potential impact, knowing that you have everything that you need to be able to leverage the launch, to be able to create lucrative results for your business. And do it with your hand on your face like that and a MacBook. I want to help show you what's possible. But I don't want you to just take it from me. I want you to see some results of my potential customers, what my customers have done. They are my potential customers. They were you. They were exactly where you are right now. Jenna and her wife, Jordana, have a very successful Facebook group that has over 10,000 members. When Jenna came to me, she wanted to be able to create her first six-figure launch. She didn't know how. She knew that she had the potential inside of her. She had her proven system, and now she wanted it to make a larger impact. She made 113% back from her investment. She was able to bring in more with one single launch than she did the entire year before. And it was so close to $200,000. And it continues. I mean, she continues to create. Basically, I create this successful launch strategy for you. You understand how to launch after you do it for yourself, and you're able to really put yourself out there and continue doing it. And that's exactly what she's doing. Right now, she's almost like I've unleashed the beast. She is creating awesome income streams, and so is her wife. They are doing better financially than they ever imagined, and now she's pregnant. So if you want to hear what you could create, watch the video. Her adorable dog, Ruby, sits in the back for the entire thing, but it's adorable. But you can go to Leverage the Launch to see her results or hear for them yourself because she has a video. Working with Tanya, we were able to create so many different six-figure income streams for her that she is still using to this day. Once you unlock the potential, you can just continue creating. Continue creating, continue creating. And then you might have 14 income streams like I do. Chantel, she was the one that I was telling you about that continues to have her live events and continues to have multiple six-figure launches now. It's not just about hitting her $100,000 goal. It's about hitting multiple six figures with every launch now. The potential is there. It's within you. It just needs to be unlocked. Same idea with Jennifer Kem. Once we worked together, once we strategized her business and really put herself out there, she was able to continue to create success and wealth in her business. So seeing these individuals that have done it for themselves, I just have one thing to ask you. I want you to consider this. If not right now, then when? When are you going to do it? I told you that I sat on an idea for over 2 years that has brought me in multiple six figures into my business, has helped hundreds of entrepreneurs. And if I would have created that 2 years before that, imagine how much more of an impact it would have had. Leverage the Launch will show you what is possible. But this training isn't for everybody. It's for you if you've got a brilliant idea that will change your ideal client's life. If you've launched once and it didn't go well and you're ready to give it a second shot. If you feel overwhelmed with creating products or services that sell. If you're not really sure what to do next, this program is for you. It's for you if you want to create multiple income streams like I have or like Tanya has. If you want to grow your online presence and following like Chantel or Jennifer Kem. If you'd like to create a bigger impact in the world than you already are, like Jenna. And you're ready to make shit happen, like all of my clients. This program is for you. But it's not for you if you're not ready to do the work. You're not ready to make it happen. If you're not ready, you're not ready. This program isn't for you. It's not for you if you're signing up in hopes of just being able to sign up for this program and have a six-figure launch. Nope, not going to work. You have to do the work. This program is not for you if you sign up for courses and you do nothing with them. Nope, not for you. This is about taking action in your business to create exactly what you want. And I want to help you. I want you to see your potential. So let's take a moment and review everything that you receive when you sign up for Leverage the Launch, because enrollment is closing on the 31st and I don't want you to miss out. So you are going to receive lifetime access into all of the modules. And this is important because there are swipe files in there that will help you create sales page videos, that will help you write other types of videos, that will help you send pitches out to get on live television, to get on podcaster interviews. So it's important to be able to have access to those materials at any given time when you want to create an income stream. We're going to go step by step through the Launch Masterclass training. It starts Wednesday. So every week we're going to be live learning. I'm going to be helping you create so that you can make it all happen. There is no excuses. And on top of that, we're going to do a virtual launch retreat where we sit down during your workday and we create the content. We get it all ready for your fall launch. But that's not it. On top of that, you're going to get some coaching with me. And if you sign up within 24 hours of today, you can get more bonuses that I'm going to talk about here in a minute that include more coaching with Allie too. So you can get 2 30-minute one-on-one sessions while you're going through your launch. While you are figuring things out, we're going to be able to chat on the phone to help you really be successful. And that's just one-on-one. You also get Q&A time during all of the master classes. There is no reason that you can't be successful with your launch. And as you start creating, as you start putting all of this together, you're also going to receive online private group support. I don't want you left in the dust. I don't want you feeling stuck, because when you're stuck, you don't create. When you're not creating, you're not taking action. You're not making it happen. We're going to make it happen for you. Cue Mariah Carey music. And as a bonus, you are going to receive lifetime access also into the Success Academy. So there is no reason that you can't sign up and have your next launch be successful. I'm going to be here guiding you throughout the entire way. And you can either pay in full, or there is 8 monthly payments that is going to help you make it easier, so you don't have to worry about the stress of creating the income and everything. I want you to have all of the information that you need so you can continue making money once fall launch season is over with. But that's not it. We're not done yet. As I said, I had some bonuses that I wanted to offer to you if you sign up within the first 24 hours after this live presentation right now. You can get a 1 hour, well, that should just be a number 1 with no number 2 there, a 1 hour launch strategy session with me. During that 1 hour, we're going to map out as much as we possibly can for everything in your launch. Then you'll have me in the masterclass calls, your 2 one-on-one sessions, plus the retreat where we bring it all together. You're also going to get a launch audit review. And what that means is once all of your stuff is created, I'm going to go through it and give you an audit review, helping you see maybe where you could use a little bit more beefed up copy, or maybe you could use something little to help entice your clients to sign up. Plus, I'll test it out for you. So we'll give you a launch audit review. And then not only that, you're not only going to receive the 1 hour launch strategy session and a launch audit review, but we are going to write some Facebook ads for you, 7 to be exact, so that you don't feel stuck on not knowing if that ad's going to convert. We are going to write the ads based off of your content that you can use during your launch. We're talking retargeting ads, your opt-in ads, your sales page ads. We're going to have ads created specifically for your content. You just have to upload them with a couple of pictures and your target audience to Facebook. You'll be good to go. So to sign up for this program, to get your bonuses, to get started with your first lesson immediately after signing up, and then again on Monday, go to leveragethelaunch.com. Everything that you need is right there. Again, we start Monday officially. We have our master classes starting Wednesday. Everything that you need, you will get during Leverage the Launch. Let's make it happen together. This is a preview of one of the new images from my new website. Isn't it fun and gorgeous? And it was taken here locally. Absolutely. So it is your time. It is your time to follow your dreams because they know the way. It is time for you to create your six-figure launch. It is time for you to put your ideas out there so that they can change your clients' lives and your bottom line. And it is time for me to go answer my husband, or because he is called 3 times, or my ex-husband. Whatever you want to call him, that's usually what I call him. He's called 3 times during this webinar. Does he not know that I'm live? All right, so we're going to go ahead and stop sharing the screen now. And we're back. It is done raining. Sun is out shining. I talked a little bit longer than I thought I would on the webinar. And look, my microphone's here. Kind of forgot it at the beginning because I had it all tucked away over there. So if you enjoyed this webinar and you want to know exactly what you need to know to be able to launch your product, to be able to take an idea and bring it into monetization, Leverage the Launch is for you. Come join me and let me help you unlock your potential. Let me help coach you into seeing what you can make happen in your business. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this webinar today. I hope you learned a lot about what's in the anatomy of a six-figure launch. Remember, it's not just about one thing. It's about everything all together in your launch. It's about leveraging all of the pieces of the puzzle to know that you've done everything that you can to make your launch successful. I invite you to join me and let me help you learn how to leverage the launch so that you can create lucrative results in your business and turn your brilliant ideas into new income streams. Thank you again for watching this webinar. This has been Allie Rittenhouse, online business coach and launch strategist. I look forward to seeing you in Leverage the Launch.